today. From U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, it's Week 3 of the NFL on EA Sports.
A very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. Today, it's Week 3, and we've got a good one in store between the Tennessee Titans and the Minnesota Vikings. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Prescott on 1st down. Open man is Kendrick Bourne. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A good start offensively. 15 yards on the game's initial play. From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Prescott to throw it. And they've got the hook up. This is Olsen. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch. Now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up 1st downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he will have the 1st down as he gets this to the 47. A nice 1st down pickup on a gain of 6.
It's a gain of 6.
Defense had a chance to get off the field here on the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important 3rd down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the others, you said, had a chance to get up.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick. The 20. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown.
Touchdown, Viking.
Those free safeties, they get to sit back there if they've got good pass rushers like this team does. Read like a book. He read it like a book and took it in for 6.
And if they use their eyes well and their anticipation skills, they can make big plays, just as what we saw. A free safety's dream. Follow the football, go to it, and take it the other way.
He's got it, and the Vikings take a 7-0 lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Mason Crosby set to kick off.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. Fielded in the end zone. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Titans coming back onto the field for their 2nd drive. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So the last one didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position, not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
The numbers for Mixon last week, 12 carries. Carries, 68 yards.
Well, watching the film, we saw that things clicked pretty well for them in the running game last week. No reason to change in my mind. Continue to try and run the football, give it to them early and often in hopes of breaking down the defense so some bigger gains result as the game goes on.
Incomplete. Intended for
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. And they'll be led out by a late signee this year. Their 31-year-old quarterback, it's Cam Newton.
We're not even a quarter way into the season. He's already off to a pretty nice start. NFC Offensive Player of the Week in last week's game.
Yeah, week 2, he was electric. See what week 3 has in store. He's going to let this go deep, and that's caught inside the 35. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. It's a gain of 35.
Running their plays over and over during the week can often get robotic for an offense, but on game day they can often flow smoothly, as that one just did.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. On the ground, this is Leonard Fournette. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line.
The tackle made back at the
handoff to Fournette, fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line.
On the carries.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing, and I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. He's got his man, that's Hardman. And they move this all the way down to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, remember, they tried to give him the ball and let him run on the last play, but I think the light bulb went off in their play caller's mind, and this time, they get it to him the more conventional way. and it's much more successful as well.
They'll try and run forward with Fournette, and he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Leonard Fournette, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. Mason, early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you give the defensive touchdown early, give you the first score, and then you're off. Piggybacks on top of that and gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to, we've had that conversation where prior to the game, they always say, you know, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
It does. Taken in the end zone. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first 2 drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? Turnover, you just noted it.
Punt's better. The punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn into first downs and hopefully points.
There was Harrison Smith there up from his safety spot to make the play behind the line.
2-yard line.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
Now, a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
First down, Tennessee.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Score, Vikings 14, Titans nothing.
A first down throw for Prescott. And he's got his receiver. That's Sammy Watkins. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Oh, that was a pretty route right there because it's all about finding a window on a route like that. He lined up on his left, ran the deep in route over the middle, and the ball was right where it needed to be. Really good trust between quarterback and receiver. Really good completion.
To Joe Mixon.
Now, that's the type of play that gives you a chance to win. Nothing forced downfield where you don't have a guy open. Swing it out to the back, and maybe even check it down, whatever you want to call it. Gain of 5. You're just trying to get 4 on first down. They're ahead of the chains now.
He finds his man, the tight end Olsen. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down.
Gain on the play.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Prescott on 3rd and 2. Prescott stripped, and the Vikings pick up the football. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect
No
him.
one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
A well-executed 22-yard gain. They show run with 3 tight ends here on first down. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Now it's Newton here off the bootleg. And his throw is incomplete. Looking for his all-pro tight end, Rob Gronkowski, and it's 3rd down. Got to get to the 26 for a first. This is 3rd down. Newton. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. Call that a very strong gain of 24. So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And how in sync was the quarterback and his center on that play? They saw the blitz, made the appropriate calls, got the line engaged, because now they know there are going to be extra guys coming at the quarterback. So they got their assignments down pat and kept them away from it. And he's able to step up in the pocket and fire one now for a really good strike.
A gain of 2. Brings up second and
on second down. Here's Fournette. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Brings up third.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. And Cam Newton's not coming off the field. He'll keep the offense out to go for it on 4th. They snap it to Newton. Escaping the pressure right. He can run for it, and it touchdown, Minnesota. Well, the defensive coverage was good, so good he just decided to make a play of his own, and it worked out.
Yeah, you often wonder if they think to themselves, was the coverage too good to allow him to run the football? But I think you'd rather take your chances with him doing exactly that, and he beat him on that play all the way to the end zone.
And it is now 21-0. So that drive goes 8 plays. And the final piece to the puzzle was the Cam Newton touchdown run.
Mason Crosby set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
Now Tennessee going to use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. To the air again, Prescott. The Vikings after. And they get there for the sack. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Another try after the first down sack. Prescott. And caught left side, Olsen. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. 3rd and long for Prescott. Got the connection here to Bourne. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the first down. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a fourth down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of the first down.
Sanders' kick is good, and the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. And we will skip the highlight show this week, get right back to this Week 3 matchup. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
On the return, the Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 20.
So here are the Vikings to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Newton. And they get to Newton and take him down for the sack. Whitney Merciless, showing no mercy, flies in for the sack.
19-yard line.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Newton. And this is what here? Incomplete, they say. It looked like it was intercepted, but he apparently did not get the 2 feet down in bounds.
3rd down and 8.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Newton. Flushed out right. And that is incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
And this doesn't end well at all as they stop him far behind the line to gain. A surprising move to go for it, and predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. And he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8. A gain of 3, 2nd down. The ball on the 8 still could get a first down technically. 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Again, it's Mixon. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. So a decent deficit at this stage in the second half. 4-down territory?
No doubt about it. There's not a chance that he hasn't looked ahead and said, okay, if we can...
In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Makes the score Vikings 21.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because here's
loose football. And they're going to bring this one back. A fumble return touchdown for the Titans.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time we saw them go for it in kind of an unusual situation. It's not like it's a fourth quarter do or die. They went for it, didn't get it. we'll see how that affects him this go around.
Partner, I'm wondering if we're starting to see the effects of analytics coming into play here, where people are studying the number of possessions, how many times you should go for it, what position it leaves your team in. Maybe we're starting to see a little bit of that creeping into the NFL game.
Yeah, I think we've seen it in other sports, maybe into the NFL now as well. Flush to his right. And he fires one incomplete. The running back, Leonard Fournette, his intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down. Glad to have you with us from Minneapolis. Third quarter here, 2nd and 10. To throw again. Newton eluding the pressure right. He'll try and run it. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for third down.
That's a gain of 8. Brings up 3rd and 2.
An extra defensive back out there for the Titans now here for third down. They'll try and fight for it here with Campbell. And he's got the first down as he's up to the 45-yard line. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace.
And the Titan defense steps up here, and down he goes. Calais Campbell able to record his 5th sack of the season. To try again after the sack. Newton. He'll hit Jackson complete. And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, Vikings. Deshaun Jackson. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical, as one of the words.